Welcome to BeoTalk number 300 and what is it? 73? 72.
72.
Yeah, normally I see
the title.
Normally I see the title, but like YouTube changed everything, so it's not there anymore.
I saw it. We're good.
Stupid YouTube. Oh yeah, let's do some shilling.
Let's do that.
Go buy your stuff at Skinny Play. Use the promo code for 10% off. Get your Christmas covers and that sort of thing. Discount code is also in the description. I'm 90% sure. Let me see. Yes, it is. Yay. And we can go over to our friends at Tigrino Studio. They have different Christmas covers. They also have covers for Beolab 28s in metal or aluminium, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
So go buy something there. Also 10% off with the promo code.
That's about it.
Buy Willie some coffee or eggnog or something for Christmas.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's it. Buy me some eggnog, everybody.
Buymeacoffee.com/BeoWillie. We'll treat this as our super chats. And I'll keep monitoring them. And
go from there.
Yeah, if you haven't yet already, come join our Discord. Because it's always good stuff on Discord. Barring some bots or people spamming, but the mods are on it. Or at least try to be.
Yeah, it's not that bad. At least from what I see.
We'll figure it out how to make that less annoying. It doesn't happen often, but it's just all of a sudden everything is unread.
Yeah. But so that's not. I don't know how you can even prevent it. There's always going to be somebody or something that does that.
There's always a way around it, yeah. Which is kind of annoying. You can make it harder, I guess. But so far we had, 4 or 5, something like that, out of 13, almost 1,400 people.
Yeah, that's not bad. It's not a bad track record.
No. So, how's your week been?
It was pretty busy. We finished the project that we were like, I didn't think it's possible to deliver. But still, there are, like, from our side, we're more or less finished till they've finished building one more wall and we can hide and hang our TV on there. But yeah, I don't know if I sent you the videos, but I'll do that then after the podcast, because I don't think I can share that with public as far as
probably not.
It's not a good idea, but it's very cool. It's a very, very, I don't know. I guess I'm too hard into the B&O to see the beauty in third-party equipment, and I also, the way that the simplicity works, it would have been maybe not as cost efficient in the beginning, I guess, or like the initial, like the overall cost of equipment versus the overall cost of installation of all these future automation boxes, which took weeks on some, like with the speakers, the what's it called, the stealth acoustics ones, right? Which they don't really sound that great. They're phenomenal for what they really are physically doing, right? Playing through a fucking sheet of paper inside the wall that's also painted over. But I don't know. Like, for me, I think that let's say the celestial grill covers would look way sexier, right? Even though you have a speaker that you can visibly see. But I would probably sprinkle more B&O throughout, because it's way more sculptural than anything else, really, right? If you think about it. So, but yeah, I think that the cost up front for B&O versus the cost of overall install and the headache and, putting the rack together with all these cables and how many cables we had to run and blah, 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 right? It's much simpler with B&O unless you don't need to home run everything, more or less. If you have a theater, there is a theater going. And if there's a set of Lab 5s in the mix, you just run Cat 7s to the location where the speakers are and into the theater, right? Where where the stuff is.
Yeah.
The only thing that needs to go back to the rack technically is your network cable, because that's all it needs. And yes, if you have let's say, bullshit TV or whatever.
Oh no, is this me or is this Willie that's dropping out? It's not me. Yeah, it's not me. Wow, for once. Let's see what happens. I hope he comes back. Whew. I think he dropped out. Unexpected. What are we doing now? Am I still live? Yes, I'm still not dropping frames, so it's not me on this one time. I didn't kick you or anything.
There we go.
What happened?
I don't know. It just all of a sudden I just fell off the shit.
Oh, it wasn't me this time.
No, I don't know. And I like for me, I thought I lost you, but I saw the stream going. What the fuck over? Complaining about installations, I guess. But yeah, the overall cost of install and messing around and the days of spent, fucking around with the boxes and leveling them and into the 300 something year old buildings walls, B&O would have been cheaper in overall. And also you have motorized wall brackets, right? So that the reinforcement you already have because it's in the wall. So, if they wanted to do, which they would have happened, it would just chisel the channel where you can run the cables up to the wall bracket location and you're laughing. But I just find that third-party gear, like, because it's a Control 4 operated home. And it's so fucking convoluted, man, because the remote, like, I understand that I was in an installer mode, whatever, so you can see everything. But essentially, from what I've learned afterwards, and, when it's gotten cleaned up a little bit, it's still a lot. Like, there's 6 shades, right? A huge 23-foot wide by, I think it's maybe 27 or 28 feet ceiling, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're one of the largest ones that Lutron made, and actually they were custom made. So there's unfortunately a seam going because the fabric's only so wide, right?
Yes.
For what a length you need. So because the length was or the width was wider than the length of the fabric, they had to cut it this way and splice basically or seam it. Besides the point. So it's just there's so much convolution and there's like if I don't think that the way I would program it, I wouldn't do it that you have control over every individual light. Yes, do that on the iPad per se, but if it's in the remote control, like you just need to set it up as scenes.
Yeah, scenes is much better.
And then everything just behaves in unison, but you kind of have to be in the house to do it, which wasn't really possible to do. And also it was a mess.
Well, you also have to be in the house at different times of day.
You have to be there in the evening. That's for damn sure. It's easiest to do in the winter for, as far as like my programming goes when I was doing this in Calgary, because you stay around 4 o'clock and it's, it's summer is 10.
Shit.
Yeah. Where in August, you're sitting around till 10 o'clock before it gets like reasonably dark enough that you can start programming shit.
Yeah, because whatever you think is okay during the day may be bright as shit.
It's absolutely nonsensical. Because let's say if you set something that is 10 or 5% brightness, you can't even see that during the daytime.
No.
But at night, like especially let's say 2 in the morning when your eyes are completely rested, right? Like that's enough brightness to get you to the washroom or whatever, like the glow, right?
Yes. And sometimes that's all you need.
Mm-hmm. That's why I was so adamant about having 2 different occupancy sensors in my bathroom, right? Back in Calgary, so you have day and night, so then the lights don't go all crazy. But,
well, I mean, that's one of the more annoying things, right? Going to the bathroom at night. It's like, okay, I'm awake now because my light is, I don't know, 1500 lumen or whatever. And it's like, it's just on. There's no in between.
Yeah, that's sad. That sucks. And and then you just see the teal color in your retinas after you turn it off. You see stars after you stub your toe.
You're either stuck with like literally going like that in the dark or being awake.
Bringing a flashlight with me when I come over. I always have a flashlight anyways, so.
I don't think we have these sort of
Night
little,
lights.
yeah. It's partially for cats, but it works for humans too.
But cats can see better at night than we can.
Yeah, but especially the back part of the house over there can get really quite dark at night.
Oh, so they can't see that, or you can't see them?
Both, really.
This is snow falling off the roof, I guess. I just saw by. Man, yeah, we had a freaking like 7 inches of snow, which is what, 20 something odd centimeters in about 15, 18 centimeters of snow during the week. So a lot of laughs to park the cars in downtown Montreal. But at least the new Mexican mayor, she has freaking cojones, and she started deleting the bike lanes and swapping them for parking for winter. Because it just makes sense, you know.
Yeah, who cycles in winter anyway?
Bro, there are still a couple of these dweebs here that I have no idea where you gather the balls, and like they rent out those Bixie bikes, right? Which is, you know, like the rent a bike type of thing. That's no bueno, man. I don't know why would you even try to do that, to go kill yourself on a bike, man. But people still bike. A couple times I got stuck behind the bicycle, and he just doesn't care, right? He's going, but more or less he's trying to balance for his life on the icy road where, you know, four wheels are four wheels on the car. So, but yeah, it was unfortunately that I because of that goofy project completion and the big push, I didn't make it to the 100th anniversary in Quebec-Son. They had a little celebration there. So, and given how the things are going now, I don't think I'll even make it there before Christmas. So I think we'll go to the B&O shop and check out the premiere in Tampa.
Yeah, sounds good.
Because I'm very curious.
Aren't
They're
you
not going to
interested?
have these. These are. Am I too obtuse or too abrupt to say that they're very LGBTQ?
About 2 years too late, but certainly they could fit that.
Like I like the black edition. Those are beautiful. I like the titanium edition, but these just strike me odd. I just don't. I don't see them pretty at all.
They're also very Miami.
Very Miami, and they also look like. They remind me of that NFT nonsense that they had. Remember?
Yeah, they still do that apparently. So.
But
also a few years too late.
I like the wings if they were different color, or the panels, because they're rippled, it seems.
Yes.
So they are made of aluminium, I'm presuming. But yeah, the color scheme I don't like it. It's cool, I guess, to some, but I just don't like it. I'm not a big fan of these psychedelic
I don't know. It's sort of very like. GTA San Andreas kind of style.
Yeah. It's very casino like. I'm not a fan of it.
I'm not entirely sure, but besides these bottom panels, why you would want to pay more for this, but.
But well, the crowns are definite nightmare to make, because you have to double polish them, right, to get the hue and blend from anodizing. I guess it's only the middle crown, because the bottom one is pink and the other one is what, teal or purple, or I don't know what color that is even.
Yeah, it seems like they smooth this bit out quite a bit with like a sander or something.
No, it's the same.
I've seen them rougher than this.
Maybe they did some sort of a finishing treat to it now, or they just refine it more than they used to, since they're fucking almost $500,000.
Yeah. I mean, you'd hope you don't have the casting marks that you can get in the regular 90s. I mean, as a finish, right, like this just seems a heck of a lot smoother than you commonly see on regular 90s. I wouldn't say it's like silky smooth, but it seems like somebody took a sanding disc to it and made it smooth enough.
Yeah. That they get rid of the burrs from the molding,
Yeah.
especially on the top, because that's where the molds meet. Yeah, if I were ever, I would go for the titanium ones. Those are beautiful. Black ones are also beautiful. None of them have covers for the top. There is no top crowns. These are the only ones that have the top cover.
Yeah. I mean, you can keep it on or off, I guess. The
Yeah,
only problem is
with
where you
this
store
one.
it. But
Yeah, it's a lot of room that these things take up, man.
yeah, and they're quite fragile.
Yes. I need to figure out what to do with my extra crowns once I move.
Carry on luggage, leave them here.
These huge boxes.
Just put all your
That's a
clothing
lot.
inside of it and pretend it's one of those.
No. I would never pack it with anything, bro. That's just they're going. They're going. I'm gonna make boxes for them. I'm gonna have to make boxes for them.
I mean,
It is cool, but like I said, that's not my colors. Like I don't know what interior this would be a good idea in. Like this is very, very loud. No pun intended, but
I mean,
too much.
I don't want to be somewhat facetious, right? But if you're some billionaire's daughter or something like that, and your bedroom is, I don't know, 1,000 square feet, and you really like pink, blue, and purple,
That is gonna buy $500,000 speakers for a bedroom.
well, if your first car is, I don't know, like a Porsche or something, right? Like, because it's so easy for going to school and that sort of thing.
She decided to study music, so I bought her purple in the 90s.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, those people are around. It's just how do you reach them?
But yeah, that's I do like that ripple effect on the panels. Those panels are very nice. Just the color, it just strikes me. Ooh, that's pretty nice too. So it's like a ripple of water.
Yeah.
That's very cute. That's very cute.
I mean, I do understand that the color is hard to do, especially the gradient in fabric and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I don't know. This is not a color that fits with a lot of things, if any.
No, these are a statement. Like you can't even. I don't think I would even have them beside a TV. I would just have them as a stereo system with maybe some crazy ass clear audio color, custom colored turntable thing. Because they're like I said, they're nice, but they're way too crazy nice for me.
Like, yeah, this is almost, you put them in a fairly large room that's empty and just marble floors and that sort of thing, and people go, "What's that?" Oh, those are speakers. Really?
Mm-hmm. What chair would you pair up with it, right? Because these would be an one chair, no friend statement type of thing, right? When you sit there. Because I don't know what kind of a couch you would match up with these colors.
Some sort of love seat where you can like either sit one way with your legs pulled up, something larger.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say an Eames chair. An Eames chair looks weird with this.
Yeah, it definitely would, unless you get those crazy. Now they do. What is the fabric? Not cashmere. Velvet, I think that they're doing too. Yeah. The Eames lounge chair, like the now it's harder to find the traditional colors more than the crazy funky ones that they do with the fabrics, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, it just doesn't strike me. Doesn't strike the awe in me in any ways. Do you have details of the other one?
Yes,
because this one kind of getting me stomach sick already.
Mr. B Santini has a question. Any advice for theater owners replacing his 5s with 50s?
Say goodbye to the 5s.
Yeah. I mean,
No
50s have a
comparison.
Beolab 5 mode if you really want to keep on listening to that.
It's terrible, in my opinion. Like comparatively, like what you get technologically, I wouldn't even pretend. Put them as rear channels if you want to keep them in your mix, but that's about it. What do you think?
In terms of advice, make sure you use, if you can at all. I don't know how you have them wired up right now, right? But if one end is an old-fashioned power link, just put in new cables, because like those converter piece to converter piece things isn't exactly great for signals. I mean, it's not bad, but it's like, if these are going to be your speakers for the next 10, 15 years, you might as well throw in, I don't know, $15, $25 worth of cables.
At the least.
Beyond that, run room compensation in more places than you think you'll ever need. Get a microphone if you don't get it with it.
Well, I guess you just need the adapter cable for the theater mic, because you can use that for the 50s now.
Whichever way you do it, make sure you have a mic that functions with it.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you start changing stuff around in your living room, or I don't know, maybe you plop down on your couch too much and it starts moving, like, I don't know, in half a year it can move like 20 centimeters forward or rear or something like that, right? It matters, because the sound changes within the room and where you sit.
Yeah.
I mean, to put it in perspective, my right front 50, when you sit really close to it, sounds like it's not doing any bass at all. But stand like 30 centimeters, 50 centimeters further back, and it's like, holy moly.
Yeah, the beamforming and all that's going on inside the speaker is insane. But yeah, it's the distancing matters very much.
Yeah,
And,
so room acoustics matter a little bit, but I would mostly say fix that with a mic. If you get them without a microphone or without the converter piece, get that. That is the most important thing.
yes.
Do that first, then redo the theater with its room compensation and stuff.
And if you want to listen to music, then just create a speaker preset or listening preset in theater, and also a sound preset in the theater that is direct mode. And then you can just get the pure 50s playing.
The thing is, if you prefer that, right? But most people tend to. Then again, if you like more modern stuff, there's no reason you can't have it in just a 2.0 with the theater's intervention in it.
I guess the difference is when you grow up around the 50s and 90s like we did, right? And then you just change TVs in between them. That's when you start noticing the difference the most. Like even with the B&O's processing per se, like,
Yes.
I listened to my 90s from Avant 55 to Eclipse 65. Actually, I had a BeoVision or BeoPlay V132 plugged into it at some point because I didn't have a TV stand, whatever, that was going through this nonsense. I had a BeoVision 14 plugged into it. I had a BeoVision Horizon 48 plugged into it. And now it's the theater, and the theater really takes the cake. It really does a lot more to all the speakers, not just one, or the 90s like it did in the previous parts. Where now that room compensation and room calibration is important, very important. But it can also be to the detriment of the sound, so you have to be very careful. And sometimes they say, just recalibrate, because I've tried it once. It never really worked for me, because once I recalibrated the room, to change the distances also for where the microphone was. So that affects the surround, right?
Yes.
Or the timing. So I would, with the 50s and 90s, what I did, like I've done calibration in places that I don't really even sit. but just to give the volumetric idea to the speaker of what they're dealing with as far as the room goes. And then the bass is way more controlled than woofy on one side and not enough on the other. And you can combine those filters within the app of the speaker, of the master speaker itself.
Do you have a part number for the adapter cable?
I don't. I really don't.
So yes, on PowerLink, but PowerLink is over Cat7 or Cat8 if you want to, but Cat cables. Just make sure they're double shielded. PowerLink
Yes.
is just a protocol. The cable it goes over is kind of irrelevant at this point. The old fashioned ones were the round ones, right?
But the DIN plugs, but now it's RJ45. But yeah, you just have to have a shield, which is used essentially to drain the 5-volt trigger from the PowerLink.
Yeah. And if they're not shielded, you're gonna get like volume up and down, and you're gonna beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, you're gonna get a data leak into it, and it's not fun. It really gets old quickly. That's one. And second, for the 50s and the 90s, the data communication that goes through the PowerLink cable is also important because.
So get I would say Cat7 cable from your theater to your master 50, and then another one from your master to the secondary. It's called slave in 50 still, but fine. Secondary.
So it's on the 90s, but yeah. I think they renamed it on the new ones now.
Yes.
After how many years we've complained about that.
Yeah, but that's how you wire them in. If you can, like WISA works, it sounds fine, but you're not.
It's a big difference, though, man. It's a big difference. Remember, I used to have them on the WISA for a long time, and you're like, no, plug them in. Back. So then I finally ran the Cat7 between the speakers and PowerLink into the master, or primary, I guess, in new terms. And it's a massive difference because now the speakers are actually aware of one another's what they're playing, and each channel plays a little bit into other's channel. So it's very hard to explain how this works, but it cleans the fuck out of the sound. It cleans it up right away, where WISA does not do that because the speakers are not interconnected.
Yeah, well, they treat the signal like, oh, I need to do this for the room, and the other one goes, I need to do this for the room. When it's wired, it's like, we need to do this for the room.
Yeah,
which is it's not enormous, but it's noticeable enough that wire them.
And for the money you spend on it, like I would just, no matter what, run the wires, bro.
Also, you never have weird, I don't know, let's say your network starts scanning or your neighbor's network starts scanning or whatever. You don't have those weird dropouts.
Yeah.
Also, they're way better with if there's any software update when they're wired. I would also say
they're done with that, don't you think? I think the 50s and 90s, they saw their share of software updates. I think that those speakers are more or less finished when it comes to
in terms of sound, sure, but you're going to get security updates and stuff like that.
Yeah, maybe
so
that.
If you can put a PowerLink or not a PowerLink, an internet connect wire to the master, that's all you need. You can also do that if your theater is wired from the theater to your master. That also works. I mean, if you ever need to use the app for anything, when they're wired, they're just so much better.
It's way more responsive too, and I always wire the speaker, especially that kind of a caliber speaker. Even like 8s or 28s, I would definitely start wiring from there and upwards. Always wire if you can. You know, it sucks sometimes that you have these small 3.5 mil power links or whatever they are, cables, which they're really, they're no good for the Lab 8s if you have a BeoConnect core connected to it, because then they can't be communicated the data, which is the narrow wide. But then again, you can do it through the DPL, which now I think is going to be the new push of the century, or at least the next decade, when digital power link will. I think it's here to stay, quite honestly, that whole protocol, because everything is easier to manage on the network than.
Look, network equipment is just going to get better too. I mean,
I wonder how many more generations of B&O, let's say soundbars or televisions, will come out before the WISA protocol will be abandoned as a technology inside them. Or they just move on to the DPL. Or have we already witnessed that with the Premiere?
yeah. I don't know why. Like they keep legacy for quite a bit, so I think we're gonna have another 2-3 TVs at least with WISA. I mean, maybe not the full-on 6.0 WISA where like you can do 6 or 8 channels, 8.0 on it, but they probably do it the way puck goes, right? Like in, I don't know, 10 years from now, you can still at least do 2.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, because then they're impeding on their portfolio as well, right? Even though those speakers are now long gone and discontinued, except the Lab 18s, because these are fresh off the table now, more or less. So
yeah, but like if I don't know, if you can sell a by that time 30 grand TV, right? Wouldn't you want to support your customer's choice of speaker, even if it's ancient, especially if it's your speaker that is ancient?
right.
I mean, you don't have to go the full hog, right? But like,
Mm-hmm. I guess that you could still do it through a transmitter. Ugh.
yeah. Ernesto says, just return my A5 because it had a volume adjusting problem depending on the music, and volume was way lower than the Beolab 20. Weird. I'm getting the balance. I need power and volume. What y'all think? Yeah, balance will certainly do power and volume.
It's not necessarily portable, but if
Yeah, it's
that's
kind
what
of a
you were
different
ball
realm of
game.
product, but the balance is it pumps. Like
Mm-hmm.
it can very much go ridiculously loud, especially for the size.
Yeah. Barry Santini says the theater advanced guides say don't use room compensation. Your thoughts? I have my room compensation turned on actually. I never. I've.
The reason I think I disagree, right, where they say just do it off the theater, is that the room compensation in 50s and 90s counter fires speakers within the same chassis. There is no way that the signal from the theater can make that happen. Like the way the 50s and 90s room compensation works is they kill dead spots because everything's on an angle, right? Like let's say there's a massive bass trap on this side, the speaker that's facing that is going to pump way more. Or if there's for whatever reason you have like a corner over there, because these fire at the same time, it bounces in the sense that it cancels itself out. There will become misaligned on purpose so that that doesn't happen over there. There is no way that the theater itself can attenuate the signal in such a sense to give the data of the room for the filter to the 50s. I'm not saying you'll get a bad outcome, right, when you only do the 50s.
Yeah, but there's also a completely different precision in measurements. Like if you do a narrow mode on the 50s or the 90s, like you actually take 3 points of reference, which are literally center 6 inches up and 6 inches down. That's about it, right? Like you have this much that you measure in volume of space around your, and that's how precise those are. With theater, it's not. It's just wherever that speaker is and whatever its reference point is to the B&O catalog, right?
Yeah.
For their acoustic and dynamics of each speaker that you assign to it, unless it's wiser than it knows itself. That's a little different with the 90s and 50s because those attenuate completely different than a self, scan from a Lab 8 or any of the Mozart driven platform speakers. It's a different way of measuring the room.
Yeah. I mean, the same way that 50s and 90s also counteract standing waves. So if you have a corner somewhere that creates more bass, they'll counterfire in such a way that that doesn't happen.
I posted a video on Instagram a long time ago. I think it was I Feel It Coming from Weekend, the song. And you could see the drivers actually fire in and out of phase based on what the acoustics of the room and the processing filters called for. But it's very, very different than it is in any other speaker from B&O, for that matter, even with the lap 5s, because those only measure up to 300 hertz, and their reference point is essentially what, maybe a 5 centimeter difference from the microphone's location on measurement A and measurement B. So it is very rudimentary at that, in a sense, but it still helps with the bass uh, self-leveling, more or less.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it, because it's interesting to show. I think I got it.
Do it. Yeah, this is it. So you can see them just a little bit, but how the right one, I guess, moves more than the left one, and they
Yeah, and
kind of
it's also
go.
moving differently and not the same extrusion.
And you're listening to the same music, right? Like
Yeah.
they're playing that, but it's just that's how they doctor the whole situation. And this was already pretty loud, but for what the room is, the speaker figures out how much it needs to push, and they don't need to push hard in like the circumstances like this is.
Oh no, I've done or tried to do similar things, right? Where
Hmm.
I put on the bassy track, took the covers off, and I was looking, and he's just looking. It's like, I'm not sure this is moving. Like, holy shit, where's, like, it's so bassy, it's so loud, but why are these drivers like standing still? And then
Yeah,
you
they
put your
pump a
finger on
lot.
it, like, but you don't see it. Like,
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
very
like,
hard to see. Like you have to have this is probably what, 10 years ago?
yeah,
No, 2017, so 9 years ago. And I didn't have a phone. That was, I think, done with the Lumigon, which is actually right in that corner right there. And it didn't have a slow-mo like what it is now. The cameras are far more advanced than what they were, 10 years ago, 9 years ago. So I might just take another video of it in this apartment, take the grills off and show the peoples, because this is actually the rear side of the speaker, more or less. But yeah, I don't have my room compensation turned off in the theater. If I do turn it off, I find that the speakers are far more bassier on their own than what they are with. And it took me a while to play with, and I'm still not happy with the room, with the way that it sounds here. So I'm gonna have to. I've been talking about it for. It's just such a dread to do it, but I need to retune everything.
have you played with the wideness sliders and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, I think the biggest one that, well, it's been a while since I did, to be honest with you, for the 90s, because I just, once it's set up, it's set up. Like, you don't really play with it. But I did play, and at the time, the best one that made any difference was stage width.
Yeah.
So
All right. So Mr. Santini, do your 50s. Don't just do them as their manual suggests, and then connect everything, and then do whatever the rest feels.
mm,
There's several ways to go about it, right? Because you can create quite a lot of filters. That's the only major difference I would say compared to fives. Is
well, you
you
can
can
do
do,
five.
yeah, but you can do that several different ways, right? You can do it wide, like I'm going to want to do the whole couch, but you can also do each individual spot on the couch and then combine that to wide. So that's just something you'll have to play with. Just make sure that if you do it, it's quiet inside the house, and I mean,
Dead
like
quiet.
not like I don't know, there's somebody with a diesel car sitting outside your front door that you can barely hear because it'll pick it up. I mean,
Air conditioning, if it's too loud, if your forced air is too loud,
if
put
it's
it on
too
pause.
loud, the app will tell you, like, there's too much background noise. We can't do this. I mean, I live on not a major road, but a bigger road in the neighborhood. So I'm whenever I have to do any of this, I'm stuck at having to do it at like 1 a.m, which is annoying because with 2 sets, it takes for goddamn ever.
Yeah. 90s take, it's about an hour per pair, right?
Yeah.
If you start messing around with building all the filters you need and so on.
So yeah, I mean, I like 5s. 5s are very good. 50s are just better.
Much better. They're much better.
I mean, 5s definitely have a charm. Don't get me wrong. Like, but if
They're legendary, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like if you have the 5s with the 9000 system, like that was the ultimate B&O of the 2000s, of the millennium era, right? Because those were the best speakers B&O had ever made till from 2003 to 2015. So they've been around for 12 years.
Yeah.
Before the 90s replaced them. And now 90s are pulling on 10 years, and now they're in a centennial edition. So I don't think the 90s are going anywhere other than up in price.
I mean, put it this way, I would still love to own a pair of 5s. I just can't ever see them being my main speaker.
No, to me, it would be like a cigar room speaker. You know, you come in there, just kind of hang out, listen to a couple tracks, maybe have your goofy ass vinyl in there, and then
if I want to
call
be
it an
truly
evening.
idiotic, I would put them there.
So yeah,
it's a 5s behind me. I mean, yeah.
They're the speaker of their time, but yeah, I had a lot of respect. I still do have a lot of respect for the 5s, but they just are in a different category of respect now. It's more or less the legacy of the art of David Lewis than the acoustic legacy of that era now, because we've moved on by light years comparatively in sound quality and sound processing and room compensation, and how it all is much better now.
I mean, the only thing the 5 has over just about anything, potentially even 90s, right, is just that enormous fuck you bass driver in the bottom.
Which fires downward, so that gives you a lot of floor rumble, right? So that gives you that unmatched
but it's
experience.
Compared.
Yeah, and very sloppy.
It's quite loose. It's yeah.
It's a lot of speaker to maintain, bro. Like that's 15 inches of it. Yes, it's a paper cone, but it's still a lot. It's still a lot to hold it tight.
Quite honestly, it hangs the wrong way. Like speakers shouldn't really hang downward like that.
No. But that was the only way. Oh, this is a good throwback. I kind of wish that I kept that grill just so next time I would come around like a BV 1155, because the 14 was a disaster, but 1155 was great.
I mean, as a piece of art, the 14 looks amazing.
Yes.
I mean, it's even slimmer than the 11, so in that sense, it's a nicer chassis. But as the operating system goes, like holy shit!
No, that was a disaster. That was a disaster of a fucking unimaginable kind. But you know what? Thank God we're past that now, and it's gone and over with. But yeah, my old Instagram. They look cute when they're naked. It's just such a hassle to store that fabric somewhere safe, you know.
I've always enjoyed a naked Beolab 90.
That was the cleaning day. But
I mean, these fins are nice to look at. It's all just pretty much nice to look at.
They are beautiful to look at.
I guess B&O looked at this picture and sort of thought, what if we like milled all these screws and stuff?
Yeah, that's what they did with the titanium, right?
Yeah. essentially.
I don't think they even milled the screws. I think it's just uh, more or less. I hate to say it, but I think the same approach as Bowers and Wilkins, that they have those magnetic grill covers, right?
Yeah.
And I think that they just made aluminium rings to fit over top of the speaker rings. Maybe the trim ring is a little different on the what is it, the titanium edition, than it is on mine, which is the poor man default at this point. But there's not much. That the front plate where the tweeter heads are, or the three tweeters, three mid range, that's it
definitely
removes
different.
it removes the same way as the theater grill. It's just rubber grommets friction grip. And then you have these rubber inserts that are surrounding the actual speaker drivers that you can peel off, and that's where the screws are to be accessed. Only on the top three tweeters. The mid ranges don't have that; they cover on their own. So,
oh yeah, here's your Horizon.
the good old Horizon with the. That was such an ironic TV. Like, the only disappointment was not just the software that it ran on, as far as the Android nonsense, but I think the biggest disappointment for me with that television was a 48-inch sounded as bad, or as good rather, than that a Beoplay V1 was 32, because they didn't put a subwoofer in just like they did on the V1 40, where it had full range left and right with the sub in the center.
Mm-hmm.
This one didn't have. It just had two full range drivers that were just the smallest one on the V132 and 440, and that was that. So the sound was really lacking on that TV overall, as far as the Horizon is concerned. And yeah, I think that's the Avant. Yeah, that was the Avant playing. This was still filling up the apartment because I moved This was on the 7th floor, because when I moved to the 6th floor, I changed the framework to the other side as well. Well, it helped acoustically because I have them filled with foam, right?
Yeah.
On the back, so they do take down the echo. I still had that bullshit couch that I exchanged for the chair at the end.
Yeah, because you could never use 50% of it anyway, right?
You know what? It was the quality of it was terrible. If it wasn't for that, I would have kept it. But two of them in a row came fucked up, and I'm like, you know what? We're not doing this exercise for the third time, and I'm just gonna buy a Eames chair. I was gonna buy an Eames couch, but it kind of looks very much train stationy looking.
Yeah.
So I moved on with that. But yeah, that was still a Horizon TV back then that I was playing with. But also the Gateway, the BeoLiving. No, it wasn't the BeoLiving Intelligence. It was BeoLink Gateway. That was the Gen 2 after the Masterlink Gateway. And then the BLI. Oh yeah. See, the red T-shirt was strong very early in my life. So, yeah, I did laser level or laser aim them so they're equidistant perfectly to that chair location. So, and this is really how accurate those speakers are, just to give you a proper, perception of it. I think that 50s are a little bit more forgiving because of the moving acoustic lens on the tweeter, but
for sure.
but the 90s are fucking laser beams, man. They are laser beams. If you have them correctly tuned, they are impeccable, and they disappear. Like the speaker doesn't exist. If you have them tuned properly, the speaker doesn't exist. It's just the band. Depends on what music you listen to, but it's all just in front of you, where you cannot tell that there's the left and there's the right speaker, or vice versa, when you're listening to it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, 50s are much more forgiving, but that's kind of what I like about them.
And I also wasn't cheap about it, and I bought the skates, which is silly because they were like $700 or $800 to buy these fucking things, right? Which,
To buy them now, it's probably double.
if not more. Yeah, exactly. But I have the skates for that, and I have the old Avant skates, which I got the service conversion kit for, so I can move the theater with them. and well, the Harmony has a different set of flags or skates for the floor stand. Depends on what floor stand, if it's moving or not, or turnable one, or
Yeah, you go with bolts from the top and then lift
yeah.
the TV that way.
Yeah, it's a lot of nail biting, and you have your wings half folded, half open, right? So
Yeah.
it's just
Oh,
it's a
I've
lot of
done it.
laughs.
I've
Yeah,
done
I
it.
know.
I
I've
borrowed
done it too.
it.
I've done it too, and it's I think the best advice in life, if you have a hardwood or tile floor or granite, whatever, put felt pads on the bottom of the TV. It's easier to deal with. So
Yes. It's never going to blast that much that it moves anyway.
mhm.
In terms of theater, if you're strong enough to lift it, then it's also okay. I mean, I can move my theater, but I also don't have a screen on it, so
Mhm. Yeah, I know that's way easier to do. Yeah, the floor stand does add a bit of weight to it, but it's not tragic. But it's not recommended to pick it up by the theater, because we've seen what happens with the screws. They can actually shear off if you mishandle it. So if in doubt, call an installer, and if not, then get the skates, or do it like I did it. I freaking didn't have the skates because they're in the fucking storage locker downstairs buried, and I didn't feel like spending a half of the night digging them out for 3 inches of movement. So you can use those wind bags, as they call them here. They're basically inflatable shims, and you can shim
car door to steal a
yeah,
car.
whatever. You can shim your floor stand, shove in cardboard pieces underneath it, and then you can move your TV around the carpet with ease, and then you can just take it off with ease.
The
But
first time I ever saw it was was it triple A? I guess you call it here. Like
yeah, those wind bags.
yeah, because I had an American car. I went to get something, and out of habit, I pushed the lock button on the door and slammed it, and the car was still
Nice.
running with the key.
Sweet.
It's like, oh god damn it, no. So I called AAA, and they just came and was like, oh, I've done this before. He just sort of shimmies at the corner of the door, puts one of those windbags in, and has one of these Jimmy things, and then just
Slim Jims, yeah, just boof, that's it.
It was like, holy shit, that is amazing.
I bought it. I didn't know, like, I've never had my car unlocked professionally because I'd never came across it. And with Audi, it's kind of impossible to lock your vehicle when you have the fob in it. But I found them in Home Depot one day, and the first thought that I had with it was the fucking 9000 on the wall brackets to get to the connections, right? Because you can just slip it under, right? It tilts over, and then you can get into on that godforsaken FM antenna.
Yeah.
On the 9000. Oh.
Electric Camper says, I have a dead BV 1140 and 55 screen issues. Is it possible to convert the sound bar, reuse the drivers? Sound only. I don't exactly know what you mean, but you can do like what's it called again? Projector mode on those, if I'm not mistaken. So you can do it in that way. If you mean in terms of like gutting it and using it some other way, maybe, but you're on your own. No. There's no support for that. I wouldn't know how you would get to any of the menus to change anything at that point.
That's what I'm thinking. Like the only way that I know with the MasterLink Biosystem 3s and all that, there is a C+ tool, which is like a next level support versus the service tool, right?
Yeah.
And with that, you can actually go and change everything on the setup menu level. Instead of just taking readouts, you can just tell it, okay, AV1 is HDMI A and it's got puck on a B, where that's not possible to do on the BV11 chassis. So once that TV is dead, or the screen is dead and you can't see fuck all you're doing, then that setup basically stay with it as far as the sound is, whatever speakers were attached to it, because there's no way for you to blind navigate that. Like, I'm good, but I'm not that good. that I could blind navigate and set up a new speaker group with no screen on it. That's just not. It's just not possible.
Yeah. So, can it be done? Maybe. Live in Denmark. Ask one of the people that worked on them. They'll maybe have a way. But you're definitely in the territory of potentially like 3D printing your own connectors so that you can get the video out cable, that ribbon cable, to something else. How you
Yeah,
do
but
that?
that video out goes into a freaking I forget the name of the board now that goes into the the screen. Like there's
D&E
no
board.
video out. There's no video board or like a video out, right, from the system from the BV11. There's no HDMI out. There's only 4 or 5
Yeah.
HDMI's in, 4 pucks, and 8 power link jacks. That's it. And then AV, whatever, the SPDIF. And I think there was a microphone, but I don't know if it's even like that's ever worked. But yeah, there is no fucking output for video. It goes straight into the what the hell? PMI, I think it is, picture module interface board, which is on the back of the Samsung screen or LCD panel, and that basically does the rest of it. T-Con, yeah. Thank you, DJ Neo. That was exactly what I was looking for, the T-Con board. So I don't know how you break out from the T-Con board to get into, like, see a display. If it's the, let's say the screen's dead, is it the LCD part or the backlight part? Because if it's the backlighting part, that could be somehow fixed, right? So at least you can set it up. But
You have an easier time buying another one secondhand and making
yes,
a whole one out of two. Or
Almando does a converter adapter plate thing.
for the
Basically, like
Avant.
you're looking $2,000 for the Avant, yes, but the BV11 is very, very niche, man, because the amps are very niche. There's not really anything else that they've been used in, and also the drivers, that they're so compact. Like there is not much that you could do with it. I was drinking Carlsberg that day too. Seeing the fives in the back, they were replaced right away, bro. They were replaced right away. I'm gonna grab me a beer.
Wait, are those the gold tone?
No,
Tops,
no,
or is
no.
it
They're
just the
just regular
lighting?
silver guys. It's just the lighting in the room. They're just the regular good old fives. I think I just had them redone. As many of them over the decades or years that I've been dealing with it. But personally,
Yeah,
now
DJ
that
Neo
I'm
says the T-Con takes an LVGL on some boards, but there's no real standard. So, in other words, is it economical? If you already don't know how it works, then probably no. It's going to be ridiculously hard. This is going to project that's going to take you at least 6 months. You probably need
I
to
don't
talk
think
to some
it's to
people in
hack into
Denmark
that.
about this. Is it worth it? Unless you enjoy this sort of thing for no pay, right? Then sure.
Yeah, if it's a hobby and a time, for the long winter ahead of us, good for you. But otherwise, I would not beat my head against the wall with it for sure. And I
You
know that B&O is asking, like, let's not much for the BB11s and 14s. Those things are quite honestly, unfortunately, dead in the water. But the Avants, at the rate that they're going now, like they're asking for the T-Con boards, functioning T-Con boards back, even if they're not functioning, back to, for in exchange for credit. But B&O's requesting them back. I don't know if they still do, but when I was with them, that was the deal. They, if you're sending the board or there's a display problem fault, they'll send you a display, but you need to send the display back with the T-Con board or just the T-Con board itself, because I don't think that they have more.
I mean, where was it?
Turn on the fan.
If you want to, and this is not the real price, this is just a bracket price, but you need to combine a bunch of their stuff. If you really want to go down one of these roads with the same type of sound system, buy a dead Avant with a dead screen, right, and go to Armando and buy all this, and then you put whatever screen on it you want. Like, that's much more reasonable to actually make work because somebody figured it out already.
I'd put a freaking LG panel on it and have it pop down just like on the Avant old school.
Yeah,
That's what it's basically that's what it's for.
but
I
you need
fucking
several
hate
of their
Samsungs.
need several of their brackets and whatever else.
Yeah.
And in this case, you would also need a stand. The app wouldn't allow you access on a BV11. The menu is on board.
No,
You can change a few things, but not enough.
It's you're basically you have a BO4 like Avant. Let's see if I can turn on this. What is it to share my screen again?
If I don't know, if you live in Europe and you can a broken BeoVision Avant, right, is cheap. Like, you might as well do that and then spend. God, you're probably spending $1,000 or so, €1,000 extra on brackets and Armando stuff, maybe a bit more.
Mm-hmm. So let's go here. Share a window. Boom. Share. So I'm sure you can see that now.
Yeah.
So let's go into the Avant. And this is your options on the remote control, bro. Like, you got fuck all in here. You have music and you have TV and P plus, P minus, up and down for volume, navigate, menu home or menu, I guess, and back. It's completely useless.
Yeah, but you're still working in the dark.
And you're working in the dark. It's the same with the theater.
Yeah, but
It's
in
exactly
the theater
the
you
same
can
remote.
actually change some like source
But
behavior
in
and
the
stuff.
theater, you can do everything here, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can just change. I actually do like that they did the sound is now connected speakers. All that stuff is combined where it's supposed to be, where it wasn't before, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And my Ghost speakers are out. Let's see what else is under settings that they didn't. So buttons were nearby. Don't care about that. There should be a cleaning mode here, for the love of Christ. I don't know why they haven't done it.
If you only want music from the speakers, you can still turn the radio on or something like that.
Yeah. Okay, I can shut it down.
Erland asks, any experience with the 5 sound quality improvement when integrated with the theater? The 18s I have improved a ton after I got my theater. Would a pair of 5s fare as front speakers versus my 18? Yeah, 5s by themselves are obviously better. I suspect the theater will make the 5s similarly better, but it's already a sort of capable enough speaker that the difference won't be as night and day.
There is a noticeable difference. It's cleaner sounding than what it sounded from, let's say, the BeoSystem 3 platform, BeoSystem 4 platform. The 5s do sound better on the theater and on the BeoConnect core, guaranteed. Why do I don't have a 90s showing up underneath the theater? They're not in that. Yeah, they're not in that listening position. That position is most commonly used as kitchen, and it's for YouTubes and all that. I don't need the 90s to be. The problem with the 90s when you watch podcasts and such, that every tap on the desk or whatever, especially when they have wooden desks and the microphones are on them, or the Jesus Murphy, man, it fucking moves the wine glasses in the kitchen. So that's why I don't have them as a part of that. It's when I watch movies and whatever else have you, but usually I just sit and have a sip of bourbon and listen to music. Yeah, this is the old. This is the classic. That's one of my favorite pictures I've ever taken in my apartment.
Yeah, no shit.
That is one of my favorite photos in my apartment, to have all of them in there.
These just should have been lab ones, really, but I understand pentas.
I didn't have the lab ones yet. I got them later after that picture, and now it's impossible to replicate that picture. I could do it because I have the black grills for the 90s, so I just have to get, and I do have a set of fives in the actually. I do have a set of fives that are going for sale on the in the office that are actually, well, more or less sold. And I do have lab ones in the storage, so I could technically bring all this shit up here and set it up and take another photo. But I don't feel like moving the theater out of the way. But yeah, I actually at the time we did the A to B test. I think Nicholas was there as well when we listened to all of them, starting with the pentas and then going to the 90s, and then we swapped the pentas for the fives, so they, a little bit more separation than what they are now. And no, we did them. I did them all as a stereo A to B to C comparison. Had them all powered up, and then we just swapped the power link from the core from one speaker to the other during the same song. It was something, that's for sure. But the worst ones are the fives as far as the sound goes for the bass, because that fucking just pushes the ceiling on top of your neighbor very hard. Where the other ones, because the front firing woofers, they're not as obtrusive in a daily lives of people's. Even though 90s were like, I listened to them fucking extremely loud in that apartment. I've had few noise complaints, but not really many, or as many as I thought I would.
I mean, fives are only really if you live in a detached house.
Yeah.
And again, if you're on a solid floor. If you have, like, I don't know, the crawl space or something, it's not ideal.
Oh, they freaking push hard.
I mean, I guess you can put them on joists, but your joists will have to be absolutely insulated, and like those constructed I-beams from
It's a 1,000-watt woofer, man. It still pushes a lot of air. I think it's 1.8 liters per stroke that this thing goes with in your room, and there's two of them, so there's 3.6 liters that just oof, oof, oof.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
lot.
I guess in the Netherlands you can get away with it if you have a crawl space. If your floor is like those rebar enforced joists with the sort of concrete stone inserts in it. But if it's on wood, I wouldn't advise fives.
No. They also lose a lot of that performance into the floor, which flexes. So the bass isn't as impactful as from, let's say, the 50s, 90s, or even the 28s are just as bad because of that principle that they run off of, that they fire downwards. So they really get robbed of their performance on a wooden floor, especially, if it's a hollow.
Yeah, in
floor.
the house I'm currently in, it would be fine because, like, I essentially live on the foundation, right? But my last apartment was fine too, but my floor was ridiculously suspended. I mean, it was concrete, right? But I wasn't going to have all these issues with my downstairs neighbors.
Yeah.
So I put a silly, quiet floor in there, but that also means it's like it moves more. Oh, there you have it. Mr. Santini says the five sounded way better with the theater.
They do. The theater does correct quite a bit, and also I guess it measures up to 10,000 hertz, which is more than even the
fives only go to
50s.
500 or something like that.
300 hertz or 350. I think it's 300 hertz that they measure up to. From
so they only really compensate for bass.
That's it.
I mean,
well, they can't really compensate for directivity because they got acoustic lenses on them, right?
Yeah. I mean, currently the fives secondhand market, if you're living in Europe, unless you're living in, but with a name like yours, I don't think you're living in the UK. You can probably justify the 5s now.
Just don't buy them very cheap, because then don't buy them cheap. Don't buy them if they're not serviced, if you don't know that the chassis have been changed, because regardless of how much they were driven, I've had people, the last pair that I've had to fix, they never really juiced them, but it was piped in through the 9000 auxiliary to the TV. So they were always on, dude. They have, I forget how many thousands of hours that I plugged in the service tool. So it's that's the catch 22, right? And then also, if you do buy them from someone and then you do need to change the chassis, be patient with it. Send them to Denmark and tell them that, or through your dealer per se, and request the same chassis back, because then they'll send you back repaired one. They random ass chassis that's, you know, not your original serial number, which they just put it with the EEPROM chip and that's it. But then the fucking paint on the back is sticky sometimes on the grills. Yeah. It's no good. People are selling mid-ranges, eh?
Yeah, also US prices are fucking ridiculous.
Yes.
Like, why are they 10 grand more than in Europe? That makes no sense.
That's the US, bro.
I mean, at that point, I would just buy them from Europe with an aftermarket power supply, or a second set of power supplies for the US, right?
You don't need that.
Are they universal?
It's a fuse. You just need to change the fuse from one to a smaller fuse, but on a different fuse port, and then they are basically that.
Oh, maybe I'll give my dealer a call then if I get the missus to agree.
Fuck. Get a set of 5s. What do you need them for? You don't even need to change the power swap on them anyways, because you don't have anywhere to plug them in. Fuck. Just put them in your office.
No, I'll just put them here.
Yeah. Just have them sit there, look nice.
Yeah.
Wipe the dust off them every now and then. That's it. These are my garage speakers.
Yeah.
Remember, I got freaking Lab 1s here hanging in my storage locker still, so don't get too cocky now.
Yeah,
I got a set that I'm coming with. That is your height. Oh man, that's the most aluminium that was ever put on a speaker that was polished. Because obviously,
I'm taller than ones.
Fuck off, really?
Yeah.
Shit, man, this is gonna be hilarious when we meet for the first time. I'm gonna be like fucking up to your chest.
Like if I stand on my toes, right? Like I can see the little pin to get the cover off.
Get the fuck out! No, man, I need a stool. I need that's a fucking second step for me, bro. God, oh boy.
I mean, the ones are what, 1.80 meters or something like that.
Better pack some pillows for me for the podcast to put under my ass when we're even.
Let's see.
God. But yeah. Oh, it's nice and sunny today.
Let's see, like how tall are they?
It's too bad I never remembered the packaging that these came with.
Yeah, they're 1.84 meters.
Damn. So they're 5 centimeters taller than me.
Yeah,
I'm 179.
7, maybe 8 centimeters taller than them.
Damn, bro.
Something like that. I mean, maybe 9. I don't really know what I am at the moment. Last time I measured myself, it would have been 9, but that was like close to a decade ago.
I'm sure as fuck you stopped growing. I think we're starting to shrink.
Oh, sure. But I also had like an accident and I had like major back issues and stuff.
So you got shorter.
I don't know, but probably. I mean, I definitely messed up some cartilage in my spine. So,
Shazam.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I like ones are like here somewhere. If I stand up.
I'm Penta's height. I think I'm about to Penta's height too. Now that I think of it, what height are you guys? My old girlfriend was the Lab 90s height. Jenny height. Jenny was one Lab 90s height, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I
It's not
remember.
very tall.
1.5 Jenny for a Lab once. Back in the good old B&O Manchester times. What are you trying to convert your 2 inches or?
No.
What are you typing?
A poll.
Oh, we're polling again. Let's see. Let's see what the crowd is.
I should have said 185 or normal.
Or normal. There's not many taller people around. Oh, that's for sure.
Look, in the Netherlands, I was perfectly average, right? Like, I think the average male height in the Netherlands is something like 188 or something like that.
Jesus Christ on the cross, man. That's a lot. That's everybody's fucking huge.
So I guess I was slightly over, but in that bell curve, I was in the middle 10%. Like most of my, like 50% of my friends were taller than me. And some by
it, that's for sure.
And some by like that much, right?
Jesus.
I mean, I've had several times where like you walk around the train station and they're not extremely tall, but I notice and I'm just like, hello, like looking up at it.
Wow. Yeah, I know. How's the weather? Jesus. $6,000 USD secondhand in Norway for 5s for a pair. Just be careful for the chassis, man. Make sure that you know that they're fixed or have been repaired.
I mean, if they have been repaired in the last even 5 years, you're most likely good. And that is a heck of a lot of speaker for the price, man.
It is.
At least
5's always, they always had a special place in my heart, though, I have to say. That's why I still twist Brad's arms to fix them for me if I have clients that are in desperate need. It's faster sometimes than waiting for B&O's parts to come in. So, but yeah, 5s are good. I don't think anything else from that era nowadays is really worth to save. Maybe 9s. A lot of people have a sweet spot for 3s are hard to save because there's no more amp chassis for them, and it's all one board. So once that dies, it's over with. That's the problem.
BeoBuddy in the Netherlands, anyway, can fix quite a lot of it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And seemingly, from what he told me a while ago, it's not... You can save the amp board by doing preemptive maintenance. Because he said quite a lot, or from what I remember him saying, so if he's ever here, correct me if I'm wrong, but he said what happens is where the shells meet at the back, where the connection, there's a gasket in there, and that tends to liquefy, and then that bridges pins and shit, and that's how they go broken over time.
Oh.
So he has made custom paper gaskets that obviously, because they're paper gaskets, they're
not going to rot. Yeah.
So if you have some, send them over. And most likely you'll get unless you are so juicing them that you're just going to break them, right? But if you treat them normally, they'll be fine for quite a bit longer.
Yes.
I mean, he's also one of these guys that can do PCB level fixes, like if, I don't know, a trace breaks or something.
I coincidentally found a company, I think I mentioned it on the podcast, that we're working doing some door locks and security install and network and stuff in the one building, and we happened to need to pull the cable through that particular space. And yeah, dude, they fucking do like PCB, like chip level repairs. And it was pretty interesting to see the equipment that they have to do this with. So I'm also thinking maybe one of those, because I have an extra Avant video board that somewhat works, but I wouldn't mind just having it sent there and get it all looked at. Maybe resolder the chips back on properly, right on the board, because that they obviously melt off over time. And I also think that the acoustic padding, for God's sakes, the thermal padding, if you replace that or the thermal paste that conducts into the heat sinks over those two godforsaken video chips that burn up, I think you're in better odds. Plus the fan, and I know I've had requests of people showing how to install the fan in the Vivant, but currently, as we speak, I just don't have anybody that can help me take mine down so I can take it apart, and it still kind of works for what it works. And I don't really use it as much, so I don't have a need, but I do want to take it down. Maybe when the time comes to move, I'll just take it down off the wall and repair it on the spot, or repair it before I hang it up again on the other side, wherever that is. Maybe on the motorized wall bracket that I have with it, because that'd be cool.
I haven't seen him in a while, but he has a subsection on our Discord. Be a buddy.
Mm-hmm.
So you can also DM him there, probably.
I'll tell
I mean,
you.
if all fails, I think I still have his email somewhere. The thing is, right, like, he is so swamped for work, he doesn't even advertise, as far as I can tell.
Doesn't need to.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very people through and he knows a bunch of dealers and that sort of thing. And I've been in his workshop, and he's so swamped you can barely walk through it because of the piling up of stuff that needs to be fixed.
Mm-hmm.
And like I brought in something, and it was something from a record deck from the 70s, right? And he's just, oh, you open it this way, you go this, and yeah, this is broken, and it's immediately like, Jesus Christ, how the hell do you remember all this shit?
It's the same for me, I guess, with B&O, because if you repair enough of it, right, and you see enough of the insides of it, that you just know how to, go ahead about it. And also, I think the biggest trick in B&O repairsmanship is the ability to understand their service manual properly and correctly, because sometimes it's a little bit dinglish and the instructions aren't as clear. But now all the newer Mozart product per se, that's all on videos, right? So you have access to that. It's much easier to see how things come apart on the video than trying to read it off the page of the manual, first of all. Second of all, I hope to God that I'll never have to work on a balance.
It's too tiny. It's too much stuff in there.
Balance is absolutely ooh.
Oh, talking about coffee and balances. Thank you, Barry, for the coffee and Flores. Barry says Willie and Mickey always come through. We try to. Thank you for the contribution. And Flores says thanks for all the time and effort spent on the shows. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching, man, because it definitely is thank you, guys. It's definitely something that we live our lives around this Sunday, more or less, when it comes down to it. I don't really do much because I know there's podcasts at 2:00.
Same.
And we just, yeah. It's going to be fun. In 2 weeks' time, we're going to shake hands, bro. Not even. So that's going to be very interesting for the first time in 7 years to actually meet in person. It's going to be so weird. Oh boy!
I mean, to you, my ceiling height will be high, but to me, it'll be like, oh, I can touch it.
Yeah. If we ever open a business together, you're gonna be the one installing in-ceiling speakers everywhere, without a ladder or a step stool. God is.
Well, yeah. I mean, I can touch my ceiling, and my ceiling is normal height.
I can touch it too, but I need a step stool to come out of the freaking pantry. But yeah.
I mean, what would my ceiling be? I think my ceiling is about 2.30 meters, 2.35 meters.
Dang.
Something like that.
Thanks for the tips regarding tuning my setup with the dB meter and placing the sub behind a while ago. Made it so much better. Thanks. No worries, Erlen. I think that you were the ones with the Beolab 19 and the theater a while back we talked about.
Oh
I think.
yeah.
So yeah,
Didn't
man.
you
I
have like
think
a
that,
ton of 8s or something like that, or 8s and emerges or something like
yeah.
that?
So it's you can. There's a link right up above. buymeacoffee.com/Beo Willie.
Also, just any.
But yeah, it's that's the funny thing with the theater and the 19 combo, right? That a lot of people have that preconceived notion that you have to put the subwoofer in the front because that's just what it needs to be. Because of the conventional, but nothing in the theater is conventional. And when it comes to B&O altogether, there is nothing conventional about it. And I guess the best way that it was explained was by Jeff Martin, where it's just basically a guitar string theory, right? Where
Yes.
when you strum that entire string produces that note, not just that little place where you strung it. And it's also 19 is, in my opinion, acoustically very much on par with the lab, with the theater speakers inside, with those two woofers. So
Yeah,
if you put
pretty
that,
much.
pretty much, right? But if you put that sub on the back, then it kills off the dead spots, right? Because now there's bass on both sides, so it's much more even.
Elastic. Yeah.
It's much more elastic. It's much more even, and it's better to listen to, right? Because you don't have that one spot that maybe it's not that your favorite spot, but somebody else that sits there and it's just fucking boomy as hell in there, right? But you never know because you don't sit on that side of the couch per se. So yeah, that does it does help
Yeah, I
quite a bit.
rarely sit like in any other place than the one place I always sit.
Right. We all have our spots, man. I remember even, back when I was a kid, my mom had her spot, my dad had her spot, and then we kind of just fucking floated between, right, as kids. But I also had my own spot when I was, watching TV with my mom. So I would sit, it's just weird, but that's just how it is, I guess, Fuck, even your pets have their own spots where they like. So
They've taken my spot, so I've had to change spots. That's partially why I know my front right 50 has this weird base bit. So.
Oh shit, that's so funny. But yeah, that's the funny part about the spots.
I mean, I have a spot outside, but now I'm being meowed at, like to get the fuck out. So I have to sit in a different spot outside.
It's funny they meow at you and shit. That's hilarious.
It's
Thanks,
literally
man.
like meow. It's like get the fuck out.
Thank you, Electric Emperor. Much appreciated, man. So yeah, it's funny with the spots. And yeah, like even my old apartment when I had that goofy ass couch that had that love seat thing, right? So I would tune the speakers to like basically sit by the wall, which sounded messed up in anywhere else. But that was my Lego building spot, right? Where I would sit there and just do that. Where now it's on the bench. I haven't built a set in a while, but I think that I'm gonna move my Lego building process into the Lego room, where I have a V1 with a S8 sub. It's more than enough for podcasts and whatever when I'm watching things and putting shit together. So yeah, now I'm gonna focus more on installing LED strips into my Nelson thin-inch bed frame.
Thank you, Erlen.
Thanks, Erlen. I have the idea of how to do it, and I think I'm gonna need to buy more Lego because I'll have to rebuild my that wire management box I had from Lego, built from Lego for the behind the 90s in the old apartment.
Yes.
I'm gonna make one bigger so I can hide the LED drivers in there and put it under the bed so it doesn't look fugly.
So this
But
is
yeah, this is me yesterday having some bourbons and going in hard on the LED strips on the. I finally had the balls and gathered the balls to put a hole into the bottom of the Biosystem 3 cabinet to run the lights and hide the driver inside because I had it on the shelf, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, then you kind of lose that shelf with all the wires and connections, and you don't want to stack shit on it, right? Because then the heat So I'm, you know what? I'm gonna turn this son of a bitch over. Well, first I empty it all out because it's loaded with nonsense and boards and bunch of B&O crap. It is a B&O cabinet at the end of the day. And disconnected the TV. Yeah, there's already stuff out of my bag, but
Klein.
there's one Klein, bro. That yellow motherfucker is glowing. I hate it. I hate that Milwaukee doesn't make a Cat 6-7 toner tester. It bothers the living shit out of me. It's that and those two Motorola walkie-talkies you can't really see, but they're in the white part of the bag in the little. They have the little plastic thing. But yeah, the walkie-talkie, it's funny because, well, why'd you have radios in the bag? I'm like, because we work in places where you go into the server room and good luck, man. Good luck. The phones don't work. And especially like in the storage facilities, because of it's all fucking metal. There's no way, dude. You go in, there's no signal. Now, how do you communicate with somebody that is across the shit?
Yeah. Phones don't always work in concrete boxes.
So yeah, that's
I mean, when I was in the attic and needed help down below, right, I was calling the missus, but because you literally, even with just some insulation and drywall, you couldn't hear each other.
Forget it, man. Forget it. You scream your throat out before you get any information across.
Yeah. But so, if it was concrete or anything like that, then even that wasn't going to work.
So yeah, there's the operation in progress. It's more or less complete now. I've drilled a hole and I have the heat gun, so I did the shrink tubing properly, right? So the wires don't be all messy and shit. And so now I have one that's shining downwards, and it's coincidentally funny that it's the exact dimension of in between the legs of that plate.
Yeah.
And the other one is, the other one is 10 centimeters shorter on each side, and that's the one that projects from underneath into the room. It gives a really nice effect. And then I am going to get a glass top table on it, but I want to have them notch out a 5 mil groove into the glass so I can, from the side, stick another one of those strips that I have almost exactly the dimension. They're 5 mils off each corner. And I'm gonna light up the top. It's gonna be great to just highlight all the dust and shit on it. But I'm sure it's gonna look fabulous.
I never realized there was air vents in the bottom like this.
Yeah, man. Like, this cabinet is designed very well. Like, David Lewis wasn't just messing around when he was putting furniture together for equipment. And that whole entire bottom tray that you see obviously on the bottom between the legs, that is where you dump all the wires. That's the cable management.
God, I wish more AV equipment was like that.
Mm-hmm. So you have access to that. You know, you can stuff a power bar in there. That's where I stuff the drivers, by the way, or driver for the LEDs. You can stuff a power bar inside, a whole bunch of cables. Like, I remember when this was back in a Biosystem 3 with the fucking RCAs and nonsense, right? So you could just run everything through the bottom, and then it just comes up from both sides, like where the middle is, where the doors meet.
Mm-hmm.
There's attachment points on the back wall, and then there's attachment points on straddling the outside back walls. And then the entire back plate, actually, you can unscrew and have access to all of that. It's a very, very, very cool cabinet. And I have also the mirror doors for it, but they just don't really fit with anything. So I left the white ones in there. But yeah, that was the whole project for yesterday. It didn't really take long. It's just I spent more time having a cigar with my buddy Nathan on the phone than drilling through that hole or working myself up to make it. But yeah, that's the hole right there. And I made sure that it's not too big or too small, because I also have the ferrules on the cables, right, for the drivers. So, and I'm like, fuck, I don't want to cut them because then I lose 5 mils on the cable and it's already short as hell. And I stuffed them through. Worked perfect. It looks fucking awesome, dude. The final result I was very, very pleased with, and it's controllable by the gateway. So it's on my
living intelligence now.
That's it, man. With the little Shelly driver, and I have the thing on the Halo. So it's fun. Now I just need to roll it into all the macros for the welcome scenes and goodbye scenes, so it turns off. But I want to do the same thing for under the bed, because I have 2 indents for the frames. Like those 2 things come together, make a king size bed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to do an edge lighting on the inside all the way around both panels. And I want to put 2 occupancy sensors, one for left, one for right. It's not that I'm living with anybody, but like back when I was with Maria, it would be if she got off the bed, then that side of the bed would light up as a nightstand. And if I get off the bed, my side would light up like a nightstand. So
Because like literally, click is too much effort. It
yeah,
needs to be
yeah,
on sensors.
it needs to be on. It needs to be on sensors. I like that. It's too much button pressing on the BO time to get the lights up. So I prefer to have
And
it
then the
automated.
cat walks underneath the bed, and all of a sudden,
Oh well, yeah. That's the problem that I no longer have. I don't have a pet, so if and at the end of the day, I'm fucking sleeping, so I could honestly set it so it doesn't do that during the night. But then it kind of defeats the purpose, because when you wake up to go pee, you want it to come on, right? But the cat's fucking with it, so son of a bitch. So that part of the logic wouldn't really work a few months earlier, but now it does because I'm alone. So it's fine.
maybe you need to see if they have like pressure switches that you can put underneath like the carpet or something. When you put your feet down, it's like, oh, light.
Put a Pico remote on my nightstand, but then again, it's another thing that you put on the nightstand, right? It's just again, when do you stop? But I definitely would stop before I would do what they did in the house that I finished, which is they've installed these Kohler digital fucking valves, so their showers don't really have knobs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's obviously a water steam proof screen that you have a steamer selection, then you have the dial, you can temperature the water and such. But when we're building this, and I said to him, like, okay, so fuck, say the power dies, so the valves automatically shut off. So if you're in the bathroom, you're fucked. Because if you're mid shampooed, whatever, like you got your hair all shampooed up, you're fucked, because it turns off. So we have to put a generator in there.
There's no reason valves like that need to be electrified.
But apparently, if you want your water at 21.4698 degrees, then you need them electronically controlled to have that precision. That is like, I would have that in my garage as my Milwaukee. I would put a Milwaukee on the thing. Black anthracite theater with the red fucking A. That looks hot. That looks hot. To change the topics, I don't like the gold, man. I've never been a fan. Plus, it looks a little goofy with the LG G whatever number 5 panel, I guess.
Yeah.
A few years from now, if you watch this, few years from now, it's going to be a G7 or G8. It's still going to be silver on fucking gold, and I don't like it. I don't like how. Not that I don't like. Exactly how I would center that theater, which that's not how it's recommended. If you look at the side profile, go back one more picture that you had before.
This one?
From the side? No, one that way.
This one.
See, the screen is centered between those 2 keel parts, right? Where it should be supposed to be facing with one of them in the front. But I like it that way more than mine, which is pushed towards the front. So I'm actually thinking of pulling it back those 2 or 3 mils in order to center it, because the G panel is exact thickness of that gap in between those 2 keel parts.
For now, until LG changes again next year.
Yeah, well, I'm still rocking the G2 panel, man. I can't really say any bad word about it. It's great. I do miss the perfect reflection that used to be the name of the game for B&O, like on the 755s, right? The diamond polished glass, like on the Avant or 14s. Like now you see that bullshit rippling because it's at the end of the day plastic and very, very thin glass, if even. So I do like that it communicated much more precision than what it does now with the theater underneath it and the TV on top, and it's a little bit warply and burply. This is kind of cool as far as the premiere is concerned. I'm very anxious to give it a listen, but like I said, I think it's going to be once I get to Tampa to go and see it with you.
Are you going to pay the premium for the out version?
I'm not paying anything. I don't have anywhere to put it.
I mean, in terms of milling, it's quite something.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. For me, I really like, as much as I hated V1 when it first came out because of the Beo play and all the Tuamantoni with that nonsense, to cheapify the B&O, but he, in retrospect, saved the company. I really like that TV now, especially in the Lego room with those shelves that I have. It works because it's almost the same design language.
I always liked BeoPlay, especially at the time. I definitely couldn't afford the real thing for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I still think BeoPlay is a good idea. God, when was it? 4 years ago now when they pulled it back into the main brand. I at the time I was saying it was a dumb idea.
Yeah.
I still think it was a dumb idea. Like, I understand why they did it, but sort of like, this is if you make anything affordable now under full-on Bang & Olufsen, you're going to cheapen the Bang & Olufsen bit, not the BeoPlay bit.
Yes. But that's just the choice that was made. So now the BeoPlay is no longer really in existence. It's just a dwindled history, I guess.
Well, it also stops them from having an option for making anything affordable, right? Like, because Bang & Olufsen is expensive, therefore everything has to be expensive. And I understand that, but you stopped giving yourself an out, which also stops people from having an in.
Well, yeah, if you look at the Beo Grace, it's freaking $2,000, for God's sakes, for earbuds now. So the Hoot edition, I guess. What is it?
Haute couture.
Haute couture, yeah.
Yeah, I think these are what, 15 or 16 grand or something like that.
Oh wow! So it's they really pushed it.
Yeah. I mean, they spend an additional, what is it, 17 hours in a CNC machine to get these lines in there.
Hey, what? Sorry, I was reading the chat.
Spend an additional 17 hours in the CNC machine to get these milled lines in there.
17 hours.
Yeah.
Wow, what was it? Like they hired an Egyptian with the freaking copper chisel to do it? Like 17 hours? I just don't see how.
That's
or they use like a super meticulous bit that like very little was removed out of it.
I think so, because like if you look at how fine it all is,
it is fucking precise. Because I think it's also dimpled in the grooves, right? Yeah. I can see that.
I mean, also it's, was it 4 different parts? Because this is a separate part to the top and bottom, and then the other side. I mean, it's more expensive than the theater. It's only also 1 of 25, so
yeah. Well, they couldn't really do that with the theater; it would look weird.
Well, this even so, get right? Away like, with that. This is what, almost 50% more than just a theater than a regular, which is quite something.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it as an exercise. It's cool, but like it's kind of weird for the product segment it's in. But
like, dear B&O, we know you guys have an unbelievable capabilities, you know.
Yeah.
So why do resort that only for limited editions all the time? You know, or I guess you go with the atelier stuff, right, which is way more spicier. But I do like it more naked than with the wood grill. But after seeing the video how they made that grill, it's holy shit balls, bro. Like this is no joke of how much CNCing and machining goes into that little piece of wood that you kind of look at like, man.
It's ridiculous for what it is, but it's very cool.
So yeah, I give him that.
Yeah, this is partially why I enjoy Discord, because the amazing members like Flores go to things and post pictures for us all.
Yeah. The gold one reminds me of like a puffy candy.
Yeah, it kind of is.
No, like
It's a Werther's original.
exactly. It looks like a Werther's little bit.
Let's see.
The anthracite
version.
looks nice.
Yeah, that looks good though. Holy shit.
Hmm. I have to say, I'm not a big black aluminium color fan because everything is my neutral in my house. I guess other than the V1, that's white. But I do like the black anthracite with the grill, man. That looks money.
I could see myself buying this version.
Yes.
I have the anthracite 8s anyway, and I may
then yeah, that would look sick.
I mean, this combo is so nice with the STB bracket TV holder, whatever thing.
Mm-hmm.
I may actually take my TV off the wall.
Just put it on it.
Yeah, because it looks much more cohesive like this.
It does. It gives it a nice dimension to it.
And it's probably also easier for hiding cables and that nonsense.
Mm-hmm. I like the anthracite. The anthracite looks really nice. The silver.
Yeah.
Maybe the polished silver would look cool. Because it's all pearl-blasted, right?
Yes. I mean,
I'm really curious what it sounds like. Full circle. Let's go to those black ones. That's fucking nice. And I wonder, is the fabric the mesh of like a metal material, or is it actual still fabric? Because it looks very sparkly and shiny, right? It might be like that copper finish, the samurai edition ones.
It almost looks like something similar, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, they got carbon fiber, I guess, on them or something on the top.
Yeah, also here.
Fuck, that is nice, man.
I wonder if all these special edition models are all the same price.
I like the way that they dealt with those end caps, that they blended those crowns together.
Yeah, this looks fucking ace.
This is basically a samurai edition in black.
Yeah.
If you look at it, it's the exact same principle.
Because in the samurai
exactly
one, this was
the same.
wood, and this was like gold.
That was gold, yeah, and it was walnut, which this is now, I guess, dark oak with anthracite X's.
This doesn't look like the sails at all. This looks like
that is metal. That is metal of some sorts. The amount of light reflection on it looks sick, though.
Could be carbon fiber weave. I actually don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised since the whole speaker is in a carbon fiber theme.
Yeah. This is the nice thing about ultra high resolution photos, right? You can zoom in like crazy.
All the way to the bloody weaves.
Yeah.
But they are changing in colors. It's not just the reflection, I don't think, is it? I think it is just reflection.
Yeah.
No, these look balls, man. Like, honestly.
Again, nice carbon for lightness, right? Like,
oh yeah, that takes off a lot of weight, man. Now they're manageable.
Now they're OSHA approved to carry again.
Fudge sticks, man. It's still heavier than cardinal sin. Yeah, dude.
I mean, it's either the Titans or this version I would go for.
I would go for the Titan ones because I like the silver, but these are so convincing. Maybe these for fronts and Titans for the back. And I got 500,000 times 2.
just drop $1 million on speakers. Who gives a shit?
That's
I hope
it.
you get free installation with this. That they're not going to nickel and dime you. For the
Is there
installation.
Bang & Olufsen logo on the top cap or top hat, whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
See,
I wonder if it lights up. That would be cool if it did. I don't think it does, but yeah.
I mean, even this top plate is carbon.
Well, they basically made a brand new head so they can retrofit or outfit it with different finishes inside the veneers and whatever, like they did with the Samurai. I think Samurai Edition was a very much of a grandfather and a foundation work layer for what's coming with these speakers nowadays. 100%.
Yeah,
Especially when you see the joints together.
Yeah. If you bought those though, you're laughing because they're so cheap compared to this now, and you have like actual 2 kilograms of gold on them,
which is insane.
Like, regardless, right? Like the the retail or resale value just in the gold alone will always have some value to those speakers.
Always your B&O opener. No, I like them. I like them a lot. I don't like those Mirage, whatever they are. They're way too different for me. But the black, awesome. Titanium, even better. But these are much more refined. Titanium ones almost, they should have had some sort of a grill option on them as well.
Yeah.
But then again, I like them the way they are. I think it's a bold choice to have a speaker that doesn't have any grills on it.
I mean, this is so see-through. It's kind of amazing.
Mm-hmm. No, it's very nice. It's very, very nice. I'm happy with my white ones, though.
You don't want to spend an extra 400 something grand.
No, I'm good. These, I bet you any money that these sound just as good as these do.
But these are lighter.
Oh yeah, with the carbon fibre.
Yeah.
No, I'm good with what I got here. The only thing that I'm going to upgrade on these is I'm going to replace what is it right here? The smoked oak that I have for walnut panels at some point because they were not available at the time. That was the darkest wood that they had. But I want to get me some walnuts. Then I'm going to have 3 panels for no reason.
I wonder if somebody can ask Jeff, right? Like if this actually has an impact compared to the regular sales. Like, is it measurable?
Everything's measurable.
Yeah, but like, what is it? Are we talking like 0.01 of a dB, or are we talking about this lip here where it was when it was straight, where it was like
No, it was deeper in.
Yeah,
it was deeper in. Yeah,
and that was measurable at like 3 meters out or something.
Yeah, I don't know if that's. I think that's you're picking your nose too far deep now.
Well, he clearly did for just an aesthetic thing, right? That you couldn't audibly hear probably, or could compensate for in the DSP anyway. But they decided to make the chassis different because it wasn't optimal.
Insane. I really like that black edition. It's super cool. Super cool. Though they would look so dominant in my room. Like if I were to get this, like that's the reason why I chosen the white ones after I had the black ones, because they're just too much, way too much.
Well, you're only what, like 100,000 coffees away from being able to afford a set of these.
You know what? Now that given the experience and lifetime of these speakers that I've lived them for 10 years.
Yeah.
I would very much consider buying them again because of the transportability disadvantages. That's the only holdback that I would ever, because I know what it is to move them. And from here, it's going to be a shit show because I have to take the doors off the frame just to get them the fuck out of the apartment.
50s rule.
50s you can do 50s you can juice them anywhere, man. But these, they will make it through a very tight opening if you take and remove the crowns and spend half a day doing that. But no, it's they're tough to move. That's the only time that I cuss and swear and consider to sell them is when the moving time comes. But other than that, once you set them up and you pass the bitching and then you sit down and listen to some music, ain't nothing better. Ain't nothing better, man. I've listened to a whole bunch of different systems in my, few weeks that I've been doing this. There's nothing better than 90s in my ears. They're just the best, and you don't have to have another room full of support equipment or stacking cables and cones because your woolen socks create too much static on the carpet. Now you can hear the buzz and fuck off. Like, no, I just like it digital. So
I mean, you'll live with 50 soon enough. You can make.
I'm very keen on
better
hearing them.
informed decision. To be honest, the most I've used them in the last 2 months is essentially as my outdoor speakers.
We're gonna use them as outdoor speakers because I'm gonna bring some cigars. We're gonna burn some stogies on in the backyard for sure.
I mean, every night after dinner, the cats want to go out and linger and do things, and it's just okay. The A5 is inside. Yes, I use it outside quite often, but almost every night I'm just juicing the main system.
Did you ever tune them like manually for a preset to go outside? So you can change them like
just not needed, really.
It's just not needed, he says. Fucking like 2 pairs of 50s, yeah, it really wouldn't be needed, I guess.
Yeah.
Sit that out there with a dB meter and a fucking laser gauge.
Well, if it's not loud enough, right? Like just go a bit more.
Yeah, inside is cracking in the walls, but outside we're comfortable.
I'll find that out if there's ever any like dust on the floor. We'll see.
Yeah, the only how the speakers have those 5 different sides. The only time that I really had taken advantage of that, I'm probably one of the very few in the world that did or was able to, is in my old apartment where the balcony was behind them. So I actually had them a speaker preset set for, they basically turn around and reverse the roles. Yeah, this was before the furniture came in and everything else.
Currently, it's still cheaper to just buy another set of 50s, right? And just point them the other way.
Pretty much than having a set of 90s.
Yeah.
They look not bad with the oak. Maybe I just switch them for oak, go downstairs and dig up my oak covers.
You have to super glue the pins on them again?
No. These are, there was a battle with those so bad. Like the shipping was so bad at the time. But no, I think I went through 3 different shipments of sets of those to get one proper set together. And fortunately enough, the bookmarking and the way that the wood grain is on all of those 6 panels on the oak is absolutely impeccable. Absolutely impeccable. They're one of my favorites, but I just don't put them on because there's nothing oak in, even though I have an extra theater cover that I could put on, right, to make that front oak, and then this is all walnut. It's fucking weird, so I just leave it all as it is. That's also one of the reasons why, like, I'm waiting with the Tigrino thing till I either move or I just don't know. For me, it's just gonna give it look like it's got braces. You know what I mean?
I guess I won't have that issue because it's all aluminium fronts anyway.
Yeah. So I don't know. Well, I'm still thinking about it. But anyways, we'll talk about that next week. How about that, people?
Yes. Have a good week, everybody. It's not yet Christmas, but it's time to start thinking about that. Get your meals ready because apparently certain people don't eat sea creatures.
I don't eat sea creatures and fucking crabs. I don't trust anything that walks sideways, bro. We've talked about this a long time ago. Hooved animals. Hooved and horned. That's what I like.
Anyway, have a good week, everybody. See you next
Thanks
week.
for the coffee, everybody. Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
This one.